Welcome back to the podcast. This is the City Yard. I'm your host, James. I don't think I ever said my name in this, but yeah, so, or Dewey, whatever you want to call me. So this one's going to, I have a story to tell. I do have a story to tell, but before I do, I have something written down here. Well, two things written down. One, early this morning, or a day ago, or something like that, there was a shooting in Louisiana. A kid, a 14 and 13-year-old kid, fatally shot his father, because they got into a fucking argument because the kid didn't want to go to fucking school or to the class. Man, when I was 13, 14, the only arguments I fucking had with my parents was literally I didn't want to do my fucking homeworks. Homeworks, what the fuck? So, it's sad. So, my question is, right, where the fuck did this kid get a gun from? Did his parents have the gun in a safe and he knew about it? Like, shit is just retarded, man. This shit is retarded. And then you had, the killing of the 8 or 9 people, or wherever the hell it was, or 8 or 9 people the other day, where it was like, dude killed, he killed kids anywhere from, 1 to 14, I think it was, and then the cops killed him, or some shit. Like, what is going on in this fucking country, man? I don't get it. I really don't understand this country at all. And it's not even the country, it's the world. Because then you had something in, they were saying there was a shooting, I forget where it was, in, another country where the kid went in and shot up the school or some shit. I forget what the fuck it was. Or something like that. I think that's what I was reading in an article or whatever. But, come on, man. We gotta do better as a whole. Alright, well, anyway, so, with all that being said now, so I had a dream a couple weeks ago. I really don't dream like that, but I had a dream a couple weeks ago. Again, like I said, I don't really dream as much as, a lot of people do, or whatever, and I'm not talking about, figuratively dreams, I have dreams for this and this, and, I'm talking about, legit, you go to sleep, you dream, and then you wake up. Nah. So I had a dream or whatever, so, for those of you who may or may not know, I recently, as of, I want to say, I'm going on 2 to maybe 3 years now of having my license. And I'll even say something about that in a little bit too, regarding that situation. But, again, everything that I've done is for, my wife. My wife has helped me through everything, right? Cool. So, I had a dream. No, I drive. So my dream was, I was in the car by myself, and we were, I was driving by myself. I was doing the normal speed limit, or whatever the case may be, or I think I was doing, a 50 or some shit, whatever. And I just remember, I'm driving, and, my wife calls me, and she's like, hey, where you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm on the road, I'll be home in 15, 20 minutes, whatever, right? Cool. So as I'm driving, and I'm paying attention to my surroundings, I'm going as fast, not fast, but I'm going decently fast. And, I had got into a car crash, but, the impact of hitting that car felt so fucking real, the impact when I woke up, I thought I was like, yo, I can't hear nothing. I hear not that I can't hear nothing, but like I hear ringing in my ears, and I felt like a pressure on my chest, and I was like, fuck. Like, that shit sucks. So now, like, when I'm driving, I'm like, damn, I gotta be careful, make sure I'm not doing over the speed limit, make sure I'm not, doing some dumb shit, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I had that dream, which, again, a lot of dreams that I have aren't that crazy. That was crazy. That was a crazy dream. And it sucked. And again, they say when you drive, you gotta drive for yourself. You gotta watch everybody around you, whatever. So, I mean, I get that part. The ones that do get into car accidents, like, that shit does suck for them, and I pray that no one dies from that shit or anything, so. But, yeah. And then, it's funny, so I had another dream, but this one was more or less about, I'm very big into, like, football, wrestling, podcasting, and all that shit. So my dream that I had, which was funny as hell, was that because I live in Florida, I was out here playing for, like, just I guess you call it like a minor league football team, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, I used to play football back in high school, so I was having fun doing that shit. So I played out here, and the team that I played for out here in Florida, we did really good. We had, like, a shitload of points. We were winning games, having fun. And then I just kind of, like, I quit. Mid-game, I was like, yeah, good. I just left. I pulled a Antonio Brown, like how he did with who was that, Pittsburgh or something? That shit was funny as hell. But anyway, not funny that he did that, but in my dream it was funny. So, yeah, that's mainly what I had. And then, like I said, another story, growing up in Jersey, and, being in such a small town, we all knew each other, right? So, like, we knew, everybody knew of who we were and vice versa. So, every Halloween, where I used to live, my father, my stepmom, and everybody, we used to put on a haunted house at my old home address. And, like, we used to be the talk of the town. Like, we was that, like, every Halloween, and we did the haunted house, we were the talk of the town. Everybody was like, oh, when you guys doing a haunted house again? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? It was fun. And then we stopped. I remember one year we did the haunted house, and it was windy, and, like, the weather was just not holding up for us. It like, the weather fucking sucked. Like, we got hit with rain, wind, all that shit, and it just kept destroying our shit. But yeah, I mean, I remember us doing that. That was fun. I remember when it used to snow, and my uncle lived in the area. He had a pickup truck. I used to jump off the back of it, do front flips into the snow. That shit used to be fun. I ain't gonna front. I remember one time. Again, I'm kind of like reminiscing about the old time, like the older times. Like, I don't know, whatever. So one time we had a snowstorm. This is when we were, like, young. I forget. I really forget. I think I was still either elementary school or high school at this point. I think it was elementary school. And because where I lived, they had a flagpole, so we seen, like, the lights. So you could see the snow when it comes in, or wherever the case may be. And as a kid, you always look outside, like, oh my god, it's snowing. Oh my god, like, whatever. I just remember we used to get in trouble for throwing like, snowballs at the plow trucks. Well, I mean, I remember I got in trouble. Well, I think it was a group of us that actually got in trouble. I think it was, like, just me and, like, my friend. We literally got in trouble. Like, we threw the snowball at the plow truck. They stopped and was like, can you stop throwing the snow, and this, that, and the third. But I mean, other than that, like, yeah. I think this is where I'm gonna end this podcast. Go ahead and follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. Listen to this podcast on Spotify, Speaker, wherever you get your podcast from. Honestly, if you want to be a supporter of this podcast, if you download the Speaker, or if you go when you click on this podcast or any of my podcasts that I've already placed up 1 through 3, there's a link, and it's only $5 to be a Patreon. What? Be a subscriber, supporter of me, and you'll get exclusive content. If you want me to answer questions, do shout outs, let me know when I got y'all. And I'll catch you on another episode, you filthy animals.